It is Derek Brunson. And Derek, you've got the PFL debut done. I mean, you were on the championship card. You were meeting new people, figuring out new processes. I mean, just talk about the whole thing. Thoughts on your first PFL experience?
It was good, similar to the UFC, another highly big organization, so everything is smooth and running good, which is expected. Um, Super chill week. I would say the photographer from PFL was very good. You know, Spent about 10 minutes, got some great photos, had me shining real good, put baby oil on me, so I was able to look at my top best.
It's funny that you bring that up, right? Because I did see people questioning your physique, right? I mean, I guess it's a compliment, right? They're saying you look good, but it's also kind of questioning your character a little bit as well, right? So, I mean, it is worth pointing out PFL does have USADA, so let's not forget that. But I did see that you wanted to address it. So why was it important enough for you to jump online and say, "Hey, man, come on, here's what happened."
Well, it was a compliment. I took it as a compliment. Like, I didn't feel the need to address it. I just thought it was like something funny to talk about. Again, when you're one of these guys that's been doing it for so long and been clean, it's never a problem when you saw us coming. It's never a problem to talk about it. If I was a guy who was guilty, I probably wouldn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? I probably just ignore it. But for sure, when all you've done but is put in pureness in this sport, it's something you feel comfortable talking about.
That's awesome, man. All right, let's talk about your performance as well, right? Dominant win over Ray Cooper III. You've had a couple days to reflect on it, think about it. Overall, what'd you think about your performance?
I thought it was okay. I would have loved to get the finish, but I would say going 3 rounds and feeling good at the end was probably the most important takeaway, being that I've been putting in a lot of road work and I really want to see it pay off and see, like, okay, is this something that could have prevented me from gassing in my last few fights per se. And I feel like, so I feel good about going the distance. I would say if I was able to go the distance in my last 2 fights, I win those hands down. I'm dominating these fights, so like it feels good to just put in new work. It's not like I wasn't putting in work before, but just kind of keep evolving, keep growing, keep figuring things out, and for it to pay off.
Yeah, very nice. I'm kind of curious what your mindset was like, right? Because it was an interesting fight, right? He misses weight, even though he's going up a division. And then on top of that, he didn't come back and reweigh, even though he was given an extra hour. So I don't know. A lot of us were sitting around thinking, like, I don't know, what's this man's motivation? Where's his head at? Did you let yourself kind of play those psychological games, or can you not let yourself even think about any of that stuff?
I, I can't. I didn't even worry about it. I said, hey, if he missed weight, it's like a pound. It's no big deal. It is what it is. I looked at it like, okay, I made weight. I was on weight last night. I weighed in this morning, so I was good. So now my rehydration process has started. He's still cutting weight, so he's still worried about even making weight. He's still stressing it, and he have to worry about the fight. So I was like, I was just focused on my preparation and just staying sharp and focused on what I need to. But yeah, it definitely was surprising. A guy coming up a weight class and then he still misses weight. It was like, whoa, what's going on here? I didn't. This is the last thing I expected. You're probably thinking that maybe he'll be a little undersized, but not supersized, extra large.
You got the job done. I'm sure you would have liked to throw some elbows in there. I did ask Don Davis afterwards, and he says he doesn't want to have different rules. And I'm not trying to stir the pot. I know you're just getting settled in there, right? But I don't know, man, like non-season bouts, non-playoff bouts, do you think they should consider, like, hey, let's have the full-on unified rules, elbows, all that in there?
Yeah, for sure. I think in the finals or like in a showcase bout, definitely, have some elbows in there. Um, we could have got that fight moving in the right finishing direction a little bit sooner because it's easier to kind of like hold somebody's arms, but when guys can roll the elbows, it changes up the game. That's a big part of MMA. Is throwing elbows. So definitely would have helped me open him up a little bit more. Opposing him like holding my hands, holding things in tight. I'm able to roll those elbows. So I think it's for sure something they should definitely look into, in
Yeah.
those finales and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Totally understand why they don't have them in the regular season, but they are evolving, and I hope it's something that they'll listen to because I think it's worth having. Now, as far as evolving and changing, I mean, we talked about it a little bit going in, but crazy timing, right? You come over, then all this news is coming, Bellator's around, and really open up options. So I'm just curious. I mean, you had to focus on the fight at hand, but now that you know everything that's on the table, is it still straight like, hey, let's go into the light heavyweight season next year, or I mean, look. Johnny Eblen might need an opponent. That'd be a good one for you at middleweight. You did say that you came to Ball and you were looking for Jake Paul. So, I mean, is it a guarantee that you're going into that season, or are you maybe thinking maybe there's some other options for me now?
That's a very good question. The biggest thing was to take care of the first one. 205 was the plan, but I didn't know about all this stuff. When I signed. So now we got some options here, and yeah, Johnny Eblen. Top guy, from what I'm hearing is, he does very well against, Sean Strickland, who's the champ of the UFC. So, it just shows his level of talent. So, that's a potential fight. I'm interested in all fights. So, yeah, whatever makes sense. Jake Paul, Johnny Eblen, whoever, man, whoever. I think we figured out some things, and I think we can build on it and, look good going forward.
I love it, man. I mean, just seeing your excitement, you talk about the preparation, but I don't know, man. It's still early on, but it feels like a new chapter in your career, like a new motivation. Does it feel fresh for you? That's what I'm sensing.
Yeah, for sure. Let's call this the Jordan Last Dance or something. I don't know, but yeah. It's going to PFL was the best thing for me. It was just like I was on a 5-fight winning streak, beating a lot of top guys that if they would have beat me, would have got a title shot. Like when I fought Ian Heinisch. Funny enough, if he would have beat me, he would have got a title shot. Like his whole story. He was on a nice little streak. Kevin Holland would have got a title shot. Darren Till would have got a title shot. Darren Till, him and Whitaker fought in a close, 5-round. He dropped Whitaker. So like they were that was the next fight to make. And I derailed all these guys, find myself in a 5-fight winning streak, no title shot to be found, And it's almost like, the fans say, "Oh, you lost to Izzy already." Okay, well, Izzy lost to Pereira, so why you rematch that? He beat him, took his strap. Why you rematch that? Like, it's a lot of fights that like people fight the first time and one person loses and they rematch and the other person wins. Like, it's like if those are we're going by that, go by that. But if not, then let the deserving person go. I shouldn't always have to be stuck in title eliminators. Like, oh, okay, here's another one. So yeah, man, feels good.
I love it, man. I love seeing that excitement back. I was sensing some burnout at some point, so it's nice to see that excitement back. So a lot of options on the table, a lot of talking to figure out. So what do you do in the meantime? Do you take some time off for the holidays and enjoy that? It looks like you're right in the gym, so you just straight back to training? I mean, what's the plan for you as you kind of sort out what is going to come next?
Well, so I'm opening up my new gym. I've been working on this for like 7 months. And we're opening on December the 1st. So like right after the fight, so it probably was good to get a win here. So I'm at the gym working on this, getting everything settled with that, just kind of chipping away at that so we can open up on the 1st. And figure next week, get back in the gym, start training. Just take this week, kind of let the body cool down and handle some business stuff.
I love it, man. So this is a gym, I'm assuming, that's catering to the public, not just to fighters. And what's your role there? I mean, are you hands-on? Are you just kind of a business owner? How do you handle it?
Yeah, catering to the public. We have fighters here. Like we have some up-and-comers, a couple undefeated pros. But yeah, mostly like, cater to the public, a nice little space. And I teach 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 2 no-gi BJJ, and then 1 wrestling class.
I love it. So people can get in there and learn from a high-level pro if they want.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Well, Derek, I know you're busy, man. I know you got a lot to do, so I won't keep you anymore. Just want to say congrats on the win. Excited to see what's next. You got a lot of options on the table, but happy to see you with a successful PFL debut.
Thank you. I appreciate it.